teams. Now, our friends over there at 24/7 Sports, they put out an article, which I didn't like it. They put out an article where they listed the 10-win teams. However, the purpose of the article, because I read so you don't have to, the purpose of the article was obviously, hey, how many 10-win teams can we possibly create if we finagled these results just enough? For example, the SEC has 6 10-win teams this year, according to 24/7 Sports. Oh. That is roughly 40% of the league. I don't think that's going to happen. According to 24/7, they think it might. I think 24/7's goal was to just get as many reaggregations of this possible of other sites saying, hey, the mothership thinks we're a 10-win team. Because if you got 18 10-win teams, you get 18 reaggregation stories. And I think that was maybe the play here. However, I had a different spin on this. I think we should come to the audience and say, these are the football teams that without a doubt, I don't have to do any finagling. I don't have to do, maybe they win this one. Maybe they don't. If it was a coin flip at all, we didn't give it. You had to find me teams that were guaranteed to win 10 games. Do you want to hear my list?
Let's hear it.
All right. And if at any point you want to throw up a flag and be like, I don't know, really? Then he's out.
All right.
All right, here we go. Georgia. I've been off air for a week. We've been away from each other.
All I'm saying is this.
And you're going to do that shit?
Georgia has one of the most difficult schedules. You can't tell me that there's not at least 2 toss-up games on that schedule.
You heard it here first. Kirby thinks Georgia is going to win or lose all 3 road games this year. That's what he just told you.
Put it on the board.
Didn't say that.
Put it on the board. Bottom ticker, Christian Kirby thinks Georgia sucks.
Did you not just say if there's toss-ups, they're out?
Yeah, I don't think...
You can't convince me Bama and either Texas or Ole Miss on the road aren't toss-ups.
I don't.
At the very least.
I think one of those is a guaranteed win.
Really?
I think Ole Miss end of the year, 14 points.
I didn't say Ole Miss. I said Texas. Texas and Bama.
Well, those are the 2.
Okay.
And then you get 10.
All right.
Either way.
I was trying... Look,
bro, off rip, giving shit.
I thought he was just joking.
No, here's the thing, though. I have Georgia on my 10-win teams, but I also have 5 others.
I got 6 others. Texas.
You have 6?
Yeah. Texas. And no disagreements.
No disagreements.
I don't have a problem with it.
Ohio State.
No disagreements.
How about this one? Notre Dame.
Disagree.
They got Florida State and Clemson on the schedule. That's it. The rest of it's like a bunch of Purdue and a bunch of Utah State. Okay, the Notre Dame schedule is a breeze. It's honestly, compared to an SEC slate this year, it's embarrassing. All right, let me read it to you. I got it pulled up right here. Okay. Compare this to what Georgia's got to go through this year, what Alabama's got to go through, or what anybody not named Missouri has to go through this year. Listen to this. Texas A&M, Northern Illinois, Purdue, Miami of Ohio, Louisville, Stanford, Georgia Tech, Navy, Florida State, Virginia, Southern Cal. And Army in there. They got Army and Navy on the schedule this year.
That's tough pull, honestly. You think Georgia Tech's a guaranteed win for Notre Dame?
Yes.
Really?
They'll be a 10-point favorite. That game's in Atlanta in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the middle of October. That's so weird.
That's weird.
That's weird. A very weird neutral.
That means y'all are probably going to be playing in Wrigley Field in a couple of years, right?
Probably.
That's pretty dope.
That's pretty cool.
I guess.
All right, so y'all. I told you if you buck, it's immediately out. Y'all both bucked Notre Dame.
I don't like Notre Dame on there.
All right, so we'll take them out. Mizzou.
I'm with you.
I have them on there.
All right, we got Mizzou. Florida State.
I'm with you.
Notre Dame and Clemson on the schedule, but you're with me otherwise? Mm-hmm. I think the ACC is just...
I have Florida State's the only ACC team I had.
We pinned it down to we feel like someone in the ACC is going to win 10 games, and it's going to be Florida State more than likely.
Oregon.
I'm with you.
Have them in there.
All right. And that's all I got.
All right.
You didn't have Ohio State?
No, he did.
No, I did.
Okay.
I didn't have Bama for this reason. UGA at Tennessee, Missouri at LSU at OU. That's 5 really tough games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
okay.
Fair.
And let me ask you this: are they more likely to go 2-3 in that stretch of 5 games, or 4-1?
2-3.
2-3 is more likely.
I'm with you. I'm right there with you both. I have them 3-2 in that stretch.
Did you not have Ole Miss on there?
No, I'm
with you on that.
I'm this close to just like, bro, they're 9-3. Now I know that's going to come back to bite me. I know. But I just, the moment they're on the verge of falling apart, stick a dynamite. It's just going to go. I don't believe in repetitive success on the transfer portal model. I don't.
I agree with you on that, but the problem is it's LSU, Oklahoma, Georgia. That's it.
And they got to go 2 out of 3.
And you're telling me they have to go 0-3 for them not to be a 10-win team.
They're going to win 10 games. That's unfortunate for my predictions, but I'll allow it.
And I mean, 10 wins.
We'll let them be the 7th team on my list. So we put Ole Miss into this.
Yeah, I mean, I have.
What's your list?
I have Tennessee on there with an asterisk.
Ooh,
Tennessee doesn't have to do a whole lot. It's Oklahoma, Bama, Kentucky, Georgia. Kentucky might give you
Bama
problems.
at home. Where's that OU game?
It's in Norman.
It's in Norman.
So I mean,
hype will go.
So again, it's Georgia, Bama, or Georgia, Bama, Oklahoma. You have to go 0-3 for that to not be 10 wins.
Oh,
you're okay. Just doing little adjustments here.
I hear you.
The Tennessee at 10 wins. I get it. I could see it.
Yeah, that was my whole thing. Is like I'm not gonna fuss about it or anything. Like it's very plausible, but I feel way more comfortable saying that's a 9-3 football team than I do that's a 10-2 football team.
The problem is there's a lot of teams in the SEC alone that I would say I'm confident will win 10 games this year. I don't think every team on my list is a guaranteed win for 10 games. At that point, I don't think Georgia's guaranteed for 10 games. Things can go catastrophically wrong, and you can be a 9-3 team.
I'm trying to think if there are 6 SEC teams that go 10-2. How in the shit do you pick the 3 that go to the SEC or to the playoff?
The 12-team playoff.
The 2 guys that played in the SEC championship game, they're in.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then whoever's got the keynote win.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. This is why we're going to 14.
It's going to be a mess.
That's why we're going to 27 in a couple of years.
Don't do it.
God forbid we make decision makers make decisions. You know?
I had one team that I put as he said asterisk. I'll say as my asterisk team. And I'm doing this not because I necessarily have belief in this football team to do so, but because by God, your schedule says you should. And if you don't,
Penn State and me?
I am Penn State and you. And that's why there's
James, get the Frank out of here. Are you shitting me?
That's why there's an asterisk. But I'm telling you, every time I look at the schedule, I'm like, there's just no way you shouldn't go 10-2. I don't get I get the
James Franklin.
Yeah, I get it. I get the questions. I understand. That's why they weren't officially on my list, but I had to propose it just because, Missouri's on here because of their schedule. Like, obviously, they have a great quarterback in Brady Cook. They have Luther Burden. Drinkowitz has done a great job with Missouri, but Penn State's schedule says, you better go 10-2. There's 2 losses on that schedule, and you can put it that way, but it's like USC, UCLA, those types of things.
It's a weird.
You don't think Miller Moss got a 450 in his bag?
He might, and that's a conversation that me and Christian were having before the show. But
y'all talk without me?
Yeah, when you're not here.
Yeah, when you're not doing the pregame with us.
It's a weird schedule because there's a great chance they start out 4-0, and then it's UCLA at USC, bye week at Wisconsin, Iowa State, Washington. That's a really, really tough stretch. But it's also against teams where it's how good is UCLA going to be? How good is USC going to be their first year in the Big Ten? How good is Wisconsin going to be under Luke Fickell? We know Ohio State's going to be a big problem. How good's Washington going to be the first year in the Big Ten without Kalen DeBoer?
That's my biggest question. What's Washington and Jed Fish going to look like this year? Now, you win 10 games at Arizona. You might be one of the best college football coaches in the country. I think that's fair. But man, is that roster gutted?
Depleted.
Just absolutely gashed. If they weren't drafted, they were taken to Alabama if they were worth a shit. You get stuck with our boy Will Rogers, and that's it, right?
Pretty much.
I think they took the running back from Arizona, but they didn't get McMillan, and they didn't get the quarterback either. So Fafita, that's his name. All right.
There's a lot of questions in the Big Ten this year.
Dylan Gabriel. Chooch. Oh my.
Oh, was he there at the Elite 11?
Bro, from the ear too. Catcher's release. Absolute dimes. They do that rail shot competition, where it's not really a rail, it's called a rail shot, but it's really like a vert that you're throwing over the corner but under the safety who's getting over late. You think of a cover 2 hole shot.
Ball.
Say what?
So it's like layering it?
No, it's a line. It's a lined ball to the face mask of the receiver is what they want. But it's a 30-yard throw.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's almost like it's almost quarters in the corner. Let somebody get on top.
If you lead them too much,
the safety's in the mix. If you put it in the middle of the field, safety's in the mix. You have to put it on his face mask, basically at the pylon. That's what they want from 30 yards out. So it's a really, really tough throw. Caleb Williams last year shows up in sweatpants. Okay, shows up in sweatpants and a baggy hoodie. Dribbles the ball 2 times on the turf. 1, 2. 3-step drop, fucking Hummer, boom, right by everybody's face. Dop, right in the kid's face mask. About breaks the kid's nose. Does that 3 times in a row, throws the next one on the track and is like, all right, you guys can win. Dylan Gabriel did the same exact thing this year. It didn't look like Caleb.
Yeah.
And he also did the workout before. So he didn't have the I ain't even warm, watch this, you know, but it was I'm clearly better than everybody else here, and I can throw the ball wherever I want, whenever I want, however I want, and today I'm going to let you win. Dang. That's pretty badass. Dylan Gabriel got one of them ones, but he about 5'10". He very small walking by you, but damn, ball's got life. Super excited to see what he does at Oregon this year.